Yo, how's it going? It's Jake Warner back again with another story. Now, a few weeks ago, I posted the first story I've done on my YouTube channel. In life, I'm a bit of a storyteller. I'm not just a musician, and so I didn't want to limit my channel to just covers and music-related things. So I wanted to tell some stories and see how they went down. I got a wicked reception on the last story that I posted, so if you haven't already, make sure you check that out. I'm going to be trying to post stories more regularly. Let's say every Friday, but if it doesn't happen, please don't leave me. So today's story, as you can tell from the title, I'm going to talk about my first ever Tinder date. I teased you about this a little while ago on my Twitter, so I'm sorry for taking so long to film this. I also asked you for any of your funky stories from Tinder, although I did forget that most of the people that follow me are quite young, so you actually had no stories to tell me. So I'm just gonna have to tell you mine. Whether this persuades you or dissuades you from using Tinder, I'll leave that down to you. Yo, so my first date on Tinder, it was about 5 years ago now. I don't remember the girl's name, she'll be glad to know. Let's call her Lucy for the sake of this story. So I'm swiping away, giving it this with the thumbs, and then I find Lucy. She's an alright looking girl, so I think, you know what, we get chatting, flirty banter's on point. Anyway, we arranged to meet. She goes, Jake, you know what, I've got a free house, why don't you come over? I'm thinking, you know what, Lucy, I'm gonna take you up on that. So I say, you know, where'd you live? And this is my first area, you know, she lives a decent 40-minute drive away, and I wasn't swayed. I thought, I'll make the journey, Lucy, you'll be worth it. And as I'm heading out there, I arrive at her house. I say, you know what, Lucy, I'm here. She goes, I'll come outside and meet you. She opens the door, and I'm gonna tell you now, no disrespect, Lucy, you don't look like your picture, okay? It's okay, it's fine, you know, it's okay. First things first, you don't look like your picture, but I'm gonna go ahead. I'm not gonna be one of those guys that drives away. I've got some friends that have told me stories about when they turn up on a date and they see the girl sitting there, doesn't look like the picture, so they drive away. And I don't think that's very nice. So I think, you know what, I'm gonna ride this out. I've already made the commitment by driving 40 minutes out to go to our house. So you know what, I'll pull up, I'm gonna crack on with it. Anyway, so I've arrived at the house. I'm seeing the girl at her front door and she doesn't look like the picture, but we're going ahead with it, you know, it doesn't matter. Get in the house, and the first thing I notice is, well, she said that she had a free house and I'm being greeted by the mum. I'm thinking, hang on a second, Lucy, I've walked into a trap here. You said we got a free house. She goes, I didn't say this, obviously the mum's there, but you know, let's just go ahead with it. Hello, nice to meet you. Mwah, mwah. And we head out to the garden, so I'm taking a seat, I'm chirping, I'm giving it a bit of this with Lucy, you know, it's all good. Then the mum comes out, she pulls up a chair. I'm thinking, yo, what are you putting up a chair for? She's like, it's fine, you know what? Lucy's mum just take a seat, you know. This could be a three-way date, why not? This mum starts talking more than Lucy. I'm thinking, who am I on a date with here, you know? Is it you or your daughter? I think, you know what? I just crack on. I thought this really isn't the date that I had in mind, but let's just press on. So I'm chatting with the mum. I mean, we're talking half an hour, 40 minutes of straight just chit-chat, me and the mum, you know. Lucy's sitting there in silence by now. Anyway, the mum goes, I'll leave you in peace. Time. It says she's gonna make a phone call and go inside. I say, cool, that's fine. So I'm cracking on with Lucy, and suddenly I hear from the kitchen, she's on the phone. She's saying, Lucy's got a boy around. And she starts saying all these things about me. Good things, obviously, but she's talking about me. I can hear her through the kitchen. This is a bit weird, but I'm gonna pretend I can't hear it and just, you know, crack on. Then, at my peripheral vision, I'm seeing the neighbour poke her head over the fence on the phone. Turns out the mum has called the next door neighbour and she's now poking her head over the fence to see who this boy is that's chatting with Lucy. I start to think this is a little bit weird, so I say, you know what, I might have to make a move. She goes, do you want a quick coffee before you go? I say, yeah, okay, why not? So I'm inside, standing in the kitchen. I got Lucy on one side, I got Lucy's mum on the other side, and they're chatting about me while I'm standing there to each other. She's like, come on, mum, he's a bit perfect. And I'm not making this up, this is what she said. He's a bit perfect, isn't he? I was like, yeah, sure is. He's ticking all the boxes. These are the word for word what they said, because I remember it's ingrained in my mind. I was standing there in the middle thinking, this is super awkward, just listening to this. I was like, Anyway, then I go, you know what? I'm gonna have to make my excuses, ladies. I'm gonna move because this day obviously wasn't going where I had in mind that it was gonna be going. So I say, you know what? I'm gonna make a move. So I leave, I get in the car, I'm driving home thinking, yo, that was a lucky escape right here. And my phone starts buzzing. It's Lucy, she sent me some messages. I think, okay, not being funny, but you're the type of boy that I'd want to marry. I thought, hang on a second. I've just chatted to you. I've just chatted mostly to your mum for about an hour, and you've already decided you want to marry me. Open it up. I got 6 photos come through. They're loaded. There's 6 photos of me off my Facebook. I'm thinking, why she sent me these photos of myself? And then she goes, sorry, I was meant to send those photos to my mum. I thought, you know what? This is not normal. Don't think I ever replied to that message, and I zoomed off home and I've not seen her since. But yo, that was my first experience on Tinder. If you've got any funky stories that you have got from Tinder or any kind of online application, I'd love to hear about them. Drop in the comments below or send me a message on Instagram, etc. Don't forget that on the 19th of April, my first single of the year, Catch Me, is coming out on all platforms, so make sure you pre-save that in advance. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Jake Warner, and I'll see you next Friday with another story.